My name is Jorge. I go by the alias of Georges. Uh, I've done a bunch of presentations at Matomo camp over the years. I'm sitting here at the beautiful Digitalist office in the central Södermalm, south part of Stockholm. I don't work for Digitalist. I used to do that many years, but I've been running my own business for almost 2 years now. I partner up with Great IT. I run their privacy department and head of operations. Been doing that for 6 months in their incubator program. Let me share my screen and we can get started. Just which screen should I share? Okay. There's a lot of noise outside here because it's a graduation day for students, so they are blasting their music. So if I get distracted, it's probably because of all the partying of the youngsters outside. Well, I'm going to talk about Matomo plugin development, and all of you who have seen my previous presentations know that I like to deep into live demo, so nothing unusual today. I will continue doing that. It's an honor to be here at Matomo Camp again. It's an honor to know so many enthusiasts in the community. Talk to Ronan occasionally. I meet up with Thomas here and there. So I've been around in the Matomo community for quite some while. So people start to know me. Well, first of all, I'm mostly a dad. I have 3 kids, and takes up a lot of my spare time. When I'm not with the kids, I'm originally a computer system scientist. I'm also a football enthusiast. I worked with data privacy and data management for many years. I have a passion for privacy and data integrity, or data sovereignty too. I have about 12 years of experience. The years are going by now. I think maybe 14 years of experience in the IT department. And past probably 7 years or so, I've been working with Matomo almost exclusively. I'm an open source enthusiast like everyone else on the previous talkers here. I'm also a contributor. I have contributed to Matomo. I have also published my own open source plugins in the Matomo marketplace. I have the data export plugin, for example, which currently holds, I think, around almost 3,000 downloads. And yeah, a funny quote was, I was talking to my cousin and he was wondering something about what to do, or like, I know a lot of things, and I told him, yeah, I know a lot about everything, which was in Swedish we call it a frog, a groda. You said a groda, but it's I've never specialized in anything. I'm a generalist, so maybe I don't know a lot about everything, but tend to know a little about everything. I have led Matomo teams. I have led the Matomo team here at Digitalist and at my own company and at Great IT. So I'm an experienced Matomo leader, one might say. I'm also a certified Matomo master trainer. I do training courses for vocational training programs here in Sweden. Um, I'm in the leadership group for IHM Business School and took Yrkeshögskola, and I have held courses at Medieinstitutet. And I work with clients all over the world. So if I look tired, it's because I've been up all night working with my American clients until 2 a.m. Yeah, and I speak a lot of languages. I'm fluent in Swedish, English, Spanish, and Finnish. So if you want to ask me questions in your preferred language, go ahead and do so. You have my QR code, just scan it, hook me up at LinkedIn. And here we go again. So developing a Matomo plugin for whatever reason that might be. Over the years, I've seen a lot of plugins coming or recent years, I have seen a growth in the amount of plugins coming out in the Matomo marketplace, which is great for the community. There's a lot of contributions, and all of you who work with open source knows that that's how you get the community involved. But the first things first. So when you develop your plugin, make sure you enable your development mode. So this is going to be a technical talk. So if you have questions about more soft values, of course you can ask me after. You can ask me anything after. And Rona, you just shout out if there's any questions while I'm going, because I'm going to share my screen. I won't be looking at the comments. Matomo comes packed with features to scaffold a plugin, which is great. So you don't have to think a lot about how to get started. You just have an idea for your plugin, and then you just start coding, and everything you need you will find in the console command. But make sure you have development mode enabled, or you won't see all the availabilities for commands. So let's go ahead and create a new plugin. And I'm gonna switch to my development tools. Let me just, I've been like when you watch a baking program on TV, I have prepared some for you. I will just do it like that, start fresh. And since I'm using a Docker environment, I will just wrap my commands into Docker commands. But so first of all, you want to create a new plugin, and I'm thinking about sometimes you need new dimensions into Matomo. This is because I have it fresh in my memory. I've been helping my client with getting some dimensions in that they were not satisfied with some reports. Let's say the channel reports for, or like referrals or campaigns or whatever. They're used to Google. They migrated from Google to Matomo, and they want to speak the same language, the terminology or whatever. So they wanted another like custom dimension. So I've been helping them with developing that plugin. So let's go ahead and create a new dimension plugin. New dimensions. And just select the default here. And this will scaffold our skeleton for our new dimension plugin. And then what you want to do after that is to make sure you activate your plugin. So go ahead and copy paste that. And what I usually do after my presentations, I will share the code on GitHub. I will share the links. I will share them to you here on the screen. If you're watching this at a later point, you can go back here and look at my screen. I don't know, maybe Ronan can put these also into the Matomo camp description of this talk, or maybe I can change that. So there's a bunch of gibberish here, but I will update it as soon as I get some time over. So let's just continue. The reason why I'm using Docker is because the new MacBooks with M3 chip it's a hassle to get your local environment working as you want. But if you're using Docker, you don't have to worry about that. So you can just, I'm running an Alpine Linux. Most of my development things you can find in my GitHub, like how to set up Matomo, if you want to do that. There's also let's see if I will move this repo, but right now it's here, Matomo dev 2, if you know. So maybe it's not public. I'll share it later. Okay. And we're already 12 minutes in, so I need to speed up or I will not have time to finish everything. As you can see here, I have, let me share some other windows. So I scaffolded the plugin files. If you go to developer, you can follow this guide. You have a lot of information here. If you're like me, you want to jump straight into the code, maybe you will skip reading through all these parts. But I tend always to get back here. And there's recently it happened a lot of things in the documentation. But some of the things are outdated. So that's why I usually give these plugin development presentations so that people can follow along. We have nothing here yet because I just scaffolded my plugin. We can see that it adds a README file. It adds the plugin JSON where you have your version number. You have the default plugin file, which is used for all the hooks, basically. But there's nothing else here. So to be able to see something, you would want to perhaps generate a controller. And then you just type in your plugin name, and then voila, you have a controller. This will generate the controller file. It will also add the template file here with the basic information. And now we can go to our plugin page. action. Yeah. So the default action for the controller is index. Well, I'm just gonna change this site ID to ID2, which is my demo site, and that's fine. So we should have our basic view here. It doesn't look pretty, but we can work with that. Perhaps.
Jorge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we cannot see your console code or anything that you are typing. We can see only the dashboard of Matomo at the moment.
Oh, that's funny. Let me change. Oh, okay. Well, I will share the all the commands that I have typed in. Window entire screen. This one. Oh, okay, okay. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay. Now I hope you can see. Yeah, I can see myself switching screens. So okay, that's fine. So what I did here, I've scaffolded the plugin, generate plugin, new dimension plugin, and then I activated my plugin. I created a controller, and this generates the template file, which gives me this. Now we want to go ahead and style.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jorge, but I think we cannot still see it. So currently we are seeing, so there is a 5 seconds delay between the image in YouTube and what you are showing. And so currently we see your webcam, we see your face. Some minutes ago, we are seeing the dashboard still of Matomo, but still no code.
Okay.
Okay. Now we can see the code.
Oh, sorry. Now I just let me share again. I stopped the screen sharing. The curse of the live demo strikes again. You see my code, my visual code now?
Yes.
Ah, great. Okay, so the first thing here I would want to do probably to change this dashboard to maybe extend the layout instead. Spelling layout is optional. And this should give me a prettier view. There's a, when you're using the layout, you actually need to include some stuff. So what I do usually is that I will go to demo here, and I will just look here. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, page description is missing. That's okay. For the purpose of this demo and that my time is running out, I will just use another layout. I will use probably the admin view. And if you change to a admin template, you will also actually need to extend the admin controller. Let me check here, just my notes. here we go. Controller admin. You see here we have the admin page, but maybe we want to add our plugin to the reports here. To do that, we need to actually create a widget first. Generate widget, new dimension plugin. Just name it new dimensions. If we want to live under the visitors, we just type visitor or and so on and so on. I want to, however, create my own category. And then we have scaffolded new files here, or a new file. Not this one. This is my notes. And a lot of comments on what everything does. And here you set the category ID to new dimensions. That could work. This is a string right now, but it can actually also work as a translation key. So if you don't have a translation file, you can just add one manually. Set the category ID. My awesome cat. Yeah, it's already in there, so I don't have to add anything. Let's try this out. See if I just hit save there. It's gonna close down some. And now we have our own dashboard here. And you can go ahead if you want. You can change that layout to use not this one. What was the name of it? New dimension plugin. Right now I'm rendering just some basic HTML, which is good. This means we can attach to a view. So we want to add a front end view. So let's go ahead and do that. This is my cheat sheet. Generate view component. Generate. Let's go here and just generate view component. It will ask me the name of my plugin, the component name. Let's say report. What do we call it? Report main. This will be the main component. So Matomo has yet again generated or scaffolded our files here. Just change the name here to what did I call it? Dimension, new dimension component. Okay. New dimension component, and then we want to go back to our widget. Just change that to, I don't remember exactly. I will just try this and see if it works. Just type nothing here. Oh, when you're generating when you're working with view files, you want to also have the auto compiler. So let's go ahead and do that. Then I'm just gonna check the node version first, because I know that Matomo I'm running the latest version, but I know for a fact if you go to my GitHub IO page, you will see I have some blog posts about Vue here, and I want to see which version Matomo is running. I will just double check that if nothing updated yet. So I will just go ahead and type nvim use version 16, and then view build new dimension plugin. New dimension plugin. I will also add a watch flag so that it doesn't stop. What this does, it will take the SRC code and it will, if I didn't add the watch flag, it will create a dist folder with the files. Usually I get some output here. No, I don't. I don't know why. Let's hit save. No, nothing. Oh, yeah. So I'm running this outside of my Docker environment. Of course, npm install, and while that is running the install in the background, I will continue. I will generate a menu. So let's go add a new window so we don't waste time waiting. Docker compose, I want to generate a menu item. Generate. Of course, it's not a grep. So let's say I want to add a menu to the top here. I would just generate that. Generate menu. New dimension plugin. New dimension plugin. I got a new menu file here. And I will add this new dimension and my top item. This is also a string or a translation key. Let's check if it's in there. It's not, so we need to add it manually. My top item. This could say new dimensions. Yeah, that'll be fine. I hit reload. I refresh the site. I mean, because of Docker, it just takes a couple of seconds. And there's my new dimension plugin. Let's check. The default action is the index. So if I press this one, new dimension plugin, it should take me to my index page, which is now a admin page. But I want to this one, new dimensions here. There's nothing yet. Okay, let's see if it's done. Okay, let's hit that again. I'm just ignoring all the warnings because it will take too much effort to fix all of this from my side. Wait a second. I don't know if I have installed everything with Composer. Let's do that first and then watch again. Usually it doesn't take that long. So while we wait, we will explore other stuff. Basically, what I want to do is to show you guys how to add reports here in the widget. So let's go ahead and get some data. Let's say we want to show a table of all the custom dimensions, let's say. This is just an important notice is that you should always check access the access levels, especially if you have a function that is public. That means it could be publicly available from outside of Matomo without logging in, let's say. Okay, now we got an error, which is better than nothing. Report main view. Unexpected token. Why? Let's go ahead and remove that. It's because of ES lint. It's nothing we want to worry about. Just gonna check if we have any comments. Nothing. We can build our logic. Meanwhile, it's trying to generate those files. So we have what else do we have? We have API. We have archiver. If you're building a report that has a lot of log data, you want to archive it for faster loading in the dashboard. We can also generate commands for the CLI, so you can extend the console commands. That's a cool feature. I can show you that. Generate command, new dimension plugin. Let's say list dimensions. Okay. Now we got a commands folder with list dimensions, and you can see here that it's extending the console command. And then this is a new dimension plugin, list dimensions. It's generated everything. So if I run this command, I will list dimensions. Okay. Console. And here's the name of the command. New dimension. And you see the output here. It doesn't necessarily give us what we want, so maybe we will actually go do something. Let's see if we want dimensions. We would do, okay, we do some fake data from this. what you want to do is to create a table, data table, array of things, add rows. So let's go ahead and copy paste. There's an easier way to do this. Let's see. I have done this before. Let me check. Here we go, commands, and we want to list custom dimensions. I'm just gonna so this is actually how Matomo does it. So I will just do this here. I don't think I have any custom dimensions, or maybe I have. I don't remember. Okay, it's complaining about we need to use another class here. ID side. Let's hard code this into ID side 2 because that's my demo site, or at least I think it is. Format custom dimensions. And now we want to add it to a data table. So we have an array of arrays. So we're just gonna pick the first row and get the keys. So we have row headers. And then we're not gonna sort anything. We're just gonna output this directly in the console. Oh, look at this. I do have a custom dimension. So we have something useful here. So if I distribute this to the marketplace, anyone can use this command now and list all the custom dimensions with a single command. To optimize this, the logic shouldn't be in here. Maybe we want to add it in so we can reuse it, because the data table is works for the API. It works also for if you want to render something. You can manipulate the data. You can output it in your templates, and you can use it with your view when you're fetching your data through the API. So we want to centralize our logic. So we have plugin to restructure here. If you need guidance on how to structure your plugin, where do we want all of our logic? The DAO, it's data access object. This is where you build in your fetch from the database. Model. You can use libs, third-party libraries. You can add screenshots, and you should do that when you want to distribute your plugin, when you feel accomplished with and you want to distribute your plugin to the community, you want to add it to the marketplace. There's a guide on how to do that. You just need to follow it bit by bit, and it will, when you push or make a new release in your GitHub account, it will automatically notify Matomo their hooks that it will create a new version and update the code. You just need to make sure you follow the rules for the code of conduct, and also you can add everything in markdown files. It took me a while to figure out that there's a when you're using the markdown, it will only take everything between the first, I think it's 2 hashtags. Yeah, the content between the first 2 hashtags and the next 2 hashtags. But if you're using H3, 3 hashtags, then it will keep it in the output, which is nice because that way you can have more information here, or you can add screenshots, or if you want to add more documentation or FAQ, our plugin command has generated a folder called docs with the FAQ and the index, where you can put in more documentation, and this will show up here in the documentation and the FAQ. Okay, let's see if we have anything here. You may additionally, didn't I remove those? Huh. This is the first. The core home. Sometimes I actually have to first, before I do anything, I have to build a core home. That's where all the logic for the view exists. If you need help on how to build something, I usually go to the view core home. I will just look here at whatever component I want to use. A common one would be the field, which is not here. There's also under the core home, you have core plugins admin, and you have more stuff in here. The form field is a common one. I use this a lot. If you don't have to make everything from scratch, because you have a lot of things here and you want to be what you call it, consistent with the Matomo UI, in case anything updates or whatever. If Matomo decides to change the color, you will also follow their branding. Another way to look at how to build your components, it's when you have development mode enabled, you have ability to look at the Morpheus demo, the UI demo. This is pretty neat. Gives you everything you need for following the guidelines for branding, or you don't want to create your own components like buttons or what else, icons. So Matomo comes pre-packed with a lot of icons. You could add your own icons if you want to. I don't think I have ever done that. There's a part missing here because it's not rendering. I don't know why. Didn't I? Oh. Yes. Sometimes I will add watch. It's more forgiving. Anyways, I'll make sure I will share the links for how to develop a Matomo plugin. If you have more questions, you're able to reach out to me. You have my QR code in my presentation. If you want to find me in any social media platform, it's George's. I'll type that out here, and it's spelled a bit differently than gorgeous because of that was the one that was available when I created it. So LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, just look for me with Georgius. I just wanted to put that out there before Ronan stops me from talking. Why am I getting errors? Did I miss something? Oh, Matomo came out with a new release the other day, Matomo 5.1.0. Maybe that's why. I don't think so. Let me just see. Matomo. I will just move my files. New dimension plugin outside of the repo now and do a git checkout. Do a git submodule update. Then I will just move. Well, after okay. So one of the most important stuff would be the API, I think. Let's just go ahead and generate that. We get an API file, and now we can call our API. New dimension plugin, get answer to life. That would be our URL. And if we want to add parameters, this will be automatically escaped. If you do not wish to, if you want to have raw output, you can use type here. What was it? Can't remember the name right now. Well, you add a doc block here, and it will give you everything unescaped. What else? API methods, data table, like I was telling you. It's pretty neat. You can use this in your console commands, or you can use it in your APIs. And depending on the format, it will output in CSV, JSON, or whatever format you want. Settings. And if you want to generate settings, this is a good one. Generate settings. System user. Let's go ahead. System. New dimension plugin. This will also scaffold the system settings file here. And this will show up in your system settings. Let's go here. Here. Ronan, if you want to stop me, go ahead. I don't know who's presenting after me.
Okay, thank you very much, Jorge. So Mark will present after you, but
this room. So
yeah, yeah, that will be
any questions?
So I can't see any questions within the audience, but as we have 7 minutes left, that could be interesting that you introduce us quickly to the last plugins that you released, because you released different plugins recently, I think, including the DB export. And I think that's always nice to give some news to our community about things that we may not have seen on the marketplace or any tools or features that you develop. But we're going to have to be quick, let's say in 2 minutes, if that's possible to you to make
I
it.
just wanted to mention Matomo finally released something that I've been a part of. You see here the max execution time. I actually was a part, me and Thomas, we were a part of this latest. I've been waiting for this for probably 4 years now, and maybe more. And this is a neat feature for allowing MariaDB to have the max execution time, which is great. My plugin, it's the data export. It's data export. You go here. And I have built a bunch of plugins that are not available on the marketplace, but I might actually add some of them. One of them is the new dimension plugin, because I have some ideas for extending features and functionality that are, instead of using like custom reports or the segment builder, you want to add like, in this case with my client, they wanted to have a report with more Google-like referrals and campaign names or whatever, whatnot, based on a set of rules for every visit. So that's something I've been building and working on for quite some time. But here, yes, you can download the database. So it will actually dump the database at its current state. And then if you want, you can upload your database. Use this with caution, because this is actually replacing the current database, and you have a bunch of console commands. I don't remember. Data something. Data export. If you're running the daily job for backing up your data, yeah, everything is documented in. I will need to stop now so that Mark can set up. He's here, waiting for his slot.
Sure. No problem. Once more, thank you very much, Jorge. And if the audience has any questions, of course, they can catch up with you on LinkedIn or even through the plugin of the marketplace of Matomo. You will see the name of Jorge for the database export. And then after, you can, by clicking on the link, go back to Jorge.
Yeah, you can follow my GitHub page also, because I release more stuff on my GitHub page than I do anywhere else. So if you want to see what I'm currently working on, just go here and look at my repositories. Yeah, building stuff with Next.js too. I saw Johan Westin mention that we're doing stuff with Next.js. That's really cool. I love Next.js. I do a lot of stuff with that. Also, just check out my webpage if you want, georges.com. Of course, it's using Matomo.
Okay, yeah, but no problem. We will be able to catch up. Thank you very much, Jorge, and we need to leave the floor now to Mark.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jorge. Cheers.